Hello, hello. It's time for another British Guy Reviews American Beer. And today we have a bottle of sour beer, and it's a bottle of Propagation Series Omega from Beachwood Blendery. Now, Beachwood are a Belgian-inspired brewery from Long Beach in California, which is a coastal city, kind of just a little bit southwest of LA. Been around for about 10 years. I think the brewery was founded in 2014. And these are beers that you don't really find out and about on your travels normally. You've got to go to kind of specialist bottle shops to get them. You see them here and there in California. I don't know about in the wider United States, and internationally, I don't know if you'll find Beachwood Blendery beers. This is a 750 milliliter bottle, 1 pint, 9.4 fluid ounces, and it is a cork and cage bottle, which is always interesting. And I paid $15 for the bottle. $15 for a bottle of beer? I would have always said. But I kind of think of this as, would I hesitate to pay $15 for a bottle of wine to share over dinner? No, not at all. And maybe even for $15 nowadays, I'm not even going to get that great a bottle of wine. And my wife hardly drinks beer, hardly drinks wine, but interestingly drinks sour beer. So this will be a bottle. I'll do the review. I'll have a taste, and then we will quite happily tuck into this beer while we have a bit of dinner later. It's 6.5% ABV, and it is an ale aged in oak barrels with Brettanomyces, Lactobacillus, and Pediococcus. So a bit of a range of wild yeasties in there. So I'm expecting a bit of complexity in the flavor, and I think this is it's a saison. It's a tart saison. So I'm going to play around and try and get this cork and cage open. Always a bit of a fiddle. Now, I always used to think, cork and cage bottles, that's all a bit fancy and a bit posh and almost a bit pretentious. But when it comes to your sour beers, and especially those that are aged, quite naturally the beer is going to be made with a higher level of carbonation. And through the aging process, if there's any of those residual sugars left in the beer that the yeast can kind of have a little bit of a munch on, then there's going to be extra fermentation happening in the bottle. There tend to be bottle conditioned beers. So having that thick outer glass and the cork helps prevent any damage, explosion, that kind of thing as the beer ages. So again, fight a bit with this cork, and hopefully we don't get too much of a pop. But it's always nice to open these corked bottles. It almost feels like you're opening a bottle of champagne. There we go, a nice little pop, and the beer smoking around a little bit out of the top of the bottle. I don't know if you can see that. So let's give it a pour and see what we get. All right, so pull this beer up to the camera, and it is a crystal clear, light amber, kind of just a light amber gold color. Very little head. You kind of expect that from a sour beer, and there is some carbonation there, just gently coming up the glass. It's not too lively. It's got a real mouth-watering aroma to it, and I think with sour beers quite often you get that kind of you start to salivate as you're palate is anticipating the sourness which is about to hit it. But you get, obviously you get that sensation of tartness, kind of light citrus and berry, and a little bit of earthy funkiness as well. Smells really good. Can't wait to have a try. I think my first beer from Beachwood. So, cheers. It's really light, really refreshing. It's not super sour. It is tart. It is a tart saison. You really get that. Yeah, the kind of lemon zest, lime zest, um, little nice touch of sweetness. Um, Carbonation is again there, but not too lively. It's just a nice, kind of bite of carbonation. Finish is nice and dry. Again, it's super refreshing. It's Friday evening. This is my first beer of the weekend, so much anticipated, and I am ready to have a drink. And this is going down very nicely. It's light. It's flavorful. It's tart. It's not too sour. And again, it's a very nice, refreshing. Yeah, really that little bit of earthiness, lemon zest, lime zest, a little bit of funk. Not too much from the. You have a beer with made with Brettanomyces, and sometimes you get that real kind of barnyard funkiness of it. And this is just delicate. I think delicate is a good word for it. It's a 6.5% ABV beer. You'd never know you were drinking, anything at that kind of strength. It's just really pleasant, easy drinking, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the rest of this bottle with my wife this evening as we have as we have something to eat. Rating wise, I'm really impressed with this. Um, Having not had a Beachwood beer before, I knew of them only by reputation, and this beer definitely lives up to that reputation. It's again nice and delicate, um, lots of flavor going on. It's nice and complex, um, and very delicious, easy drinking, and yeah, yeah, that finishes really nice. Leaves a bit of a tang, on the palate, and then cleans up nicely. It's nice and dry. Um, yeah, rating wise, I'll go for propagation omega. I will go out of 5 a rating of 3.9. Really delicious, nice tart saison, very well brewed beer. Glad I got a bottle of it, and I'm very much going to enjoy drinking the rest of this bottle this evening. So cheers, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you've had an experience of Beachwood, have you had this beer? Have you had some of the others? There's a couple more famous ones out there. But yeah, always good to hear you guys' feedback on the beers and the breweries that I review. And if you have any recommendations for other Beachwood beers that I should try and go and find, then let me know in the comments. Until then, cheers, and I'll see you next time.